Hey guys, Bullseye Boy back again with another video. This is my WWE Fastlane preview and predictions. It's Thursday, so obviously on Sunday is the pay-per-view. It's going to be, well, I think some of the matches, put it this way, have the potential to be really good, but I just don't think they've built it up well enough to really show off the matches and things like that. But just before I get into the preview and predictions, I just wanted to say thanks to a few people who have really helped me grow my channel the last month. It's been it started off really slow and it's just been picking up recently, so that's really cool. And for anyone all the people who watch this video, I'd appreciate it so much if you could just comment on it, leave some likes, leave the thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. It'll really help me out, and it's also really good for me because when I see people subscribe or comment, it makes me interact with them, which is what I love doing, talking wrestling to other wrestling fans. So yeah, if you guys could leave a thumbs up and subscribe, that'd be amazing. And hopefully we can talk about WWE and what's happening. That'll be pretty cool. So yeah, just wanted to put that little message out. And also, if you haven't seen my WWE Off the Mic episode 5, which I did on Monday, that'll be in the description down below, and so will my Monday Night Raw review. And I'll also be doing my SmackDown review tomorrow, and WWE Off the Mic episode 6. So check those out, guys. So yeah, the preview and predictions now for WWE Fastlane 2016. It's going to be, I'm looking forward to it, like, not a lot, but in the sense that I'm looking forward to it more than not. It's just there's a couple matches that they've been done so much on Raw that you're not going to get anything new, for example. So first match I want to talk about is the Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. This one is a match I'm really looking forward to this match, but not because it's the 11th time they're doing it. That part I'm pretty sick of because I've seen it 11 times like everyone else, and I just think it's WrestleMania time really soon, and we need to be having fresh rivalries, fresh people, and Dolph Ziggler is not going to be feuding with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. So whoever Kevin Owens is going to be involved with at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title, because first of all, I will protest to the WWE if they have Dolph Ziggler win the Intercontinental title off Kevin Owens. I will lose my mind and flip out, because Kevin Owens is an amazing wrestler and an amazing champion, and Dolph Ziggler is just there because I think what they're going to do is they're going to have potentially Sami Zayn come up to the main roster and face Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 32 for the Intercontinental Championship. So what I think they're doing is just basically having Dolph Ziggler in this rivalry with Kevin Owens just to move time along until Sami Zayn potentially comes up to the main roster after Fastlane. And if it's not that, it could be Kevin Owens versus a Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens versus a AJ Styles, that type of match. So I don't think after Fastlane he'll be involved with Dolph Ziggler at all, but I think he will, and he should still be Intercontinental Champion after Fastlane. He has to be. He only just won it on Raw, and I think he will be. So I'm not too worried about him losing the match. But yeah, it's the 11th match they're going to have, and it's just once they get over this rivalry and we see who they have Kevin Owens go up against at WrestleMania, because whoever he's up against at WrestleMania, it's going to be one of the best parts of the show, because Kevin Owens is a huge part on Raw already, and I just think, especially with this WrestleMania, there's no Randy Orton, no Seth Rollins. I think Kevin Owens is going to be one of the guys to put on a great match at the show and restore some pride to that show, basically. So yeah, Kevin Owens to defend the Intercontinental Championship and walk out still as champion. For me, that's what will happen and what should. So the next match is the Tag Team Divas match between Tamina and Naomi and Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. So obviously with Sasha Banks leaving Team Bad, they've took offence to that and basically lashed out at Sasha, who's been, you know, giving help and receiving help from Becky Lynch. I mean, if there was a women's tag team that I could get on board with and I would just love, it would be Sasha and Becky Lynch. They're at the minute my two favourite divas. Becky Lynch has really grown on me since she, you know, a few weeks ago when she got involved in that feud with Charlotte. She just grew on me every Monday, and she's really good in the ring, to be fair, really good, as is Sasha Banks. So I think they're going to win. I think they'll win the match. I don't have any doubts about that. I think it'll be a pretty, you know, Tamina when she's in the ring will probably dominate for large parts, and you know, but I don't see Tamina and Naomi winning at all. So I'm going with Becky Lynch and Sasha to win, and I think somehow they're gonna in the weeks coming up to WrestleMania, they're gonna have Charlotte defend the title at WrestleMania, obviously, versus Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. I think it's going to be a triple threat between the three because Becky Lynch's feud with Charlotte never really ended, and then obviously Sasha's started with Charlotte, but that hasn't really progressed. So they both have something there with Charlotte to say, well, I should have a match at WrestleMania for the Divas Championship. They both have a right to be in the match, and I think what they might do on a Monday Night Raw, for example, is have a number one contenders match between the two, Sasha and Becky, and it end in a disqualification from like Charlotte attacking one of them, or a double count out, something like that, where WWE has to go with, okay, well, Charlotte interfered, or it was a double count out. So instead of having another number one contenders match to see who would win, let's just have a triple threat. You know, no one won the first one, let's put them both in the match then. I think that is something that will happen because I see it being a triple threat. I hope it is, and I think it should be. But yeah, I think it all starts at Fastlane with those two getting the win. So the next match is the other Divas match, the Divas Championship match between Charlotte and Brie Bella. I was going to mention this on WWE Off the Mic tomorrow, but obviously now that I'm talking about it in this video, there's a lot of rumours and it looks like it's going to happen that Brie Bella after Fastlane is going to retire to move on with her life with Daniel Bryan and, you know, pursue having kids and just retire from the WWE. And it's, you know, if she's going to do it at some point, I think it's a great time to do it now. Obviously Nikki Bella having surgery and out for a long time, helping out her sister, and also with Daniel Bryan. So I think Brie Bella will retire after Fastlane. I think it's pretty much done, and that even without that news, Charlotte was going to win anyway because Charlotte's going to go into WrestleMania as Divas Champion. But that just reaffirms the news that I mean, the reason they gave Brie Bella a title match in the first place was out of, you know, guilt for Nikki Bella, which obviously is not the right way to go about it. But I don't want to come across like it's. I'm fine with her having the match. It's just from minute one when it looked like that was going to happen. There was no plans for her at WrestleMania, and obviously, as everyone knows, the rivalries Charlotte has going on, it's nothing to do with Brie Bella at the minute. So it's just, you know, like I think it could be a thank you match, you know, for what she's done, because she's done a lot for the Divas division, Brie Bella. So she obviously won't win, but it could be a good send off match for her. So if she is going to retire, I hope she, you know, her life outside of WWE goes really well. But yeah, Charlotte to win, guys, and retain the Divas Championship. After that, the fourth match we have is Kalisto versus Alberto Del Rio for the US Championship. Again, I would be pretty annoyed if they take the belt off Kalisto again to Del Rio. I just think it would be such a bad way to go about it, because then you're needing Kalisto to have a rematch. If you just end it here with Kalisto retaining, that's Del Rio's rematch gone. And then I think Kalisto could have a great opportunity to really show what he's about at WrestleMania and have a really good match with someone. You know, either take someone from NXT, or there's some guys on the main roster, some really good mid-card guys who you could have a match with at Kalisto. you could have a good 20-minute match at WrestleMania, and it could, fans wouldn't, when they see the WrestleMania card, they wouldn't think to go, oh, Kalisto against this guy would be great, but it'll be a match that, won't disappoint. You'll get your money's worth with it, basically. So I think Kalisto retaining is the best way to go. Again, I think he will retain. I don't think any of the championships, the titles that are on the line, will be lost by anyone. I think Kalisto will be the third guy to retain his championship. And obviously, I don't know what's going to happen with the League of Nations. There is some news about Wade Barrett that I'll talk about tomorrow in WWE Off the Mic. But that piece of news, I'll just mention now that it's going to be a breakup of the League of Nations with what's happening with him. But for the rest of the League of Nations, I really don't know where they go from there going into WrestleMania. Are they even going to be on the show? Is there anything planned for them? Because they're just in no man's land at the minute. So I don't think Del Rio will regain the US Championship. I don't think he should. I think Kalisto being champion going into WrestleMania is a great thing to do. And again, it's a match that's been done quite a lot recently, but and they have had a few botches in their matches. I think especially when Del Rio was in WWE in his first stint, I think he was a lot better than he is now. It just seems like he's been really ring rusty since he's come back, and he's maybe that's just because he's not that great. But when I first saw him in WWE, I thought he was really good. So, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Huge fan of Kalisto. Hopefully, I think he's the next Rey Mysterio. So hopefully he can retain, which I think he will. So the fifth match is one that hasn't been confirmed yet, because it's going to be confirmed on SmackDown, I think. But it's the much anticipated, and I can't see why it's not going to happen, is going to be the Chris Jericho Y2J versus AJ Styles, the Phenomenal One. Just to put this out here, match of the night, it'll be on Sunday. It's going to be the match of the pay-per-view. It's going to be the best match out there, free. AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. The one on SmackDown a week ago was amazing. Much better than their Raw, their first one. Obviously, they've got one win apiece now. My prediction for the match is I think AJ Styles is going to win. I think he's going to go 2-1 up against Jericho. I think I just think what Chris Jericho does so well is Jericho puts over other talent better than anyone else, because he's got the in-ring ability to make them look like a star. Not that you need to with AJ Styles, but if you needed to with someone, he can lose in a really good fashion. But Chris Jericho is gonna give it all he's got. He's gonna come close to winning. I think he might even hit a code breaker with Styles kicking out, and because it's pay-per-view, they'll go a bit more. And I just see AJ getting the win. Hopefully with the Styles clash. We've only seen it once on Curtis Axel. I hope we see it at the pay-per-view. That'd be amazing. So yeah, AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho, I think it will be match of the night. I don't know where both guys will go after Fastlane. Obviously, I don't think they'll be having another match at WrestleMania. I think they'll be going in their separate directions. I think if they're not going to have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, I think AJ Styles should potentially at least be challenging, if not winning, his first championship in the WWE at WrestleMania. That would be great. So you could have him against a Kevin Owens. Outside of that, I mean, if WWE didn't have as many injuries, you could have had Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. That would have been amazing. Or Seth Rollins. But obviously, I think if Seth Rollins wasn't injured, he'd be in the main event probably. So, or in a main event type match. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, obviously with the news that it looks like John Cena is going to be back. He's going to face The Undertaker, which is really what I want, and I didn't want anyone else to face The Undertaker. I wanted it to be Cena, but if he wasn't going to make it back, the number one guy I would have liked to see The Undertaker face is AJ Styles, just because you could play it as the new guy on the block. He's been called the best wrestler in the world. He's done everything in every other promotion he's been, and he just comes into WWE and says, I'm better. I'm the best. The Undertaker's got a great record at WrestleMania, but he's never faced me. Something like that, and then you have the new guy who's the best outside of WWE for years finally coming to the WWE and Undertaker, you know, accepting his challenge as like, okay, you want to prove you're the best, you know, the true best there's ever been in the ring, face me at WrestleMania, we'll see, you know, that type of thing. And that would be an amazing match. I mean, Undertaker versus Styles would be, insane. But obviously, you know, I don't think WWE would have done that anyway, because, you know, they probably would have felt they had to build AJ Styles up in the WWE a lot more. But yeah, back to the match at Fastlane. I think AJ will be getting the 1-2-3 and the win, and going 2-1 up against Y2J, and probably ending the rivalry there. The last match, obviously the main event, guys. You know, the match I'm looking forward to the most, just because it's not the match I'm looking forward to the most in terms of will it be the best. It could be the best, but I don't think it will, because WWE has a tendency to have their main event, you know, really build up that match and then it just fall a bit flat or just not be the best. They just seem to have another match that just is amazing on a pay-per-view sometimes, but it has the potential to be the best as well. It's the most built up match, so that's why I'm looking forward to it in that sense. And obviously the winner will face H at WrestleMania. I think, obviously, I've got a theory. I think a lot of fans also expect this. If this wasn't going to happen, which is the Wyatt family getting involved, you know, how would you have Lesnar lose? How would you have Brock Lesnar lose? So, and I don't think they would have Lesnar lose, because you can't have him pinned in a triple threat. He has to be pinned when he first loses his like 3 years or whatever it will be soon streak in a one-on-one. I think. I mean, yeah, sure, you could have him not being pinned, but you know, it just still wouldn't look right if, you know, Reigns or Ambrose pin each other and Lesnar's just outside the ring, because it just wouldn't look right. So I think the way that Lesnar is not going to win this match is the Wyatt family going to get involved. Bray Wyatt is going to, after weeks of not doing anything since the Royal Rumble, he's going to you know, come out of the Wyatt family, take out Lesnar, which will leave Reigns and Ambrose to fight in the middle. And in terms of making sense and who I think will win, I have to go with Roman Reigns. You know, they've really built up Dean Ambrose, but I just, and with him losing the Intercontinental title, that, you know, makes you think, you know, what are they going to do with Dean Ambrose? They could go in that direction, but even if Ambrose won, which is not out of the question at all, what do you do with Reigns? You've had this thing with the authority for ages now, him and Triple H, the WWE Championship, all these factors. Where do you go with Reigns after that? You know, there's nowhere to go. So if Ambrose, put it this way, guys, I think the guy who will win the triple threat is Roman Reigns. If it's Dean Ambrose, I think the main event at WrestleMania will still have Reigns involved. I think he'll find a way to get involved in the match by potentially turning heel. I think, right, so if he wins at Fastlane, you know, clean, he'll still be the face, obviously, and he'll be the face in the main event at WrestleMania, and he'll have his moment. If they go with Ambrose, this is where the curveball comes into it. I think they'll turn Reigns heel on Ambrose and have basically Triple H versus Dean Ambrose, but Reigns will become a heel, and he'll get so involved in Ambrose's matches. He'll still be there. He'll be, you know, asking for the match. He'll be doing everything to put himself in that match, and I think the authority will give in, and that they could go with a Triple H defending the title versus Dean Ambrose versus Reigns in a triple threat, with obviously Reigns now being a heel. That's what I think will happen if Ambrose gets the win. They'll turn Reigns heel, and they'll still manage to get him in the main event, because what else do you do with him apart from that at WrestleMania? There's nowhere to go. He's been built up for this match with the authority, and you can't just build up a quick match with someone. That doesn't make any sense. So, but this is why I do think in the first place he will win the triple threat himself. So, if that makes sense, guys. So yeah, that's what I think will happen in the triple threat. Roman Reigns will get the win. I think he should, just based off what they've done. They've been building this up for months now. So I would love to see the other scenario happen though, which is Ambrose get the win and they turn Reigns heel. That would be amazing. I'd love that. But yeah, we'll see how that one goes. So that was my WWE Fastlane 2016 preview and predictions, guys. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said earlier in the video, if you could subscribe, just give the video a thumbs up, comment, you know, share it, anything like that. It'll be so much appreciated, guys. You know, I'm just really trying to build this channel and give all, you know, everyone who's watching loads of WWE information and what I think. So yeah, again, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you soon, guys. Bye.